Nothing too unusual coming out of either side. On the side of Heil, we have Bologna ban. On the side of TKO, we have the Scotty ban. Targeting Devin on his god. Amaterasu ban, that's targeted at Warborn the solo. Apparently they don't want that in the game anymore. Same goes for the solo ban. It's the carry on the side of TKO. First pick coming out from...
I'm not surprised
for
ban there.
About the solo or the Ama?
The Ama.
Yeah.
I'm not surprised. The Ama absolutely wrecked the Sun Wukong and landed. The Wukong probably went a little confident with that passive. He was like, I got this plus 40 power. I'm pretty much a shifter shield on my own. I got this Ama, but Ama shreds protections, and that's vital in a team fight.
Ama's passive is so crazy.
If you
Plus
think
her
about
aura
it,
is providing extra burst to the Susan, to the their carry was an Izanami.
Yeah, I mean the Susanoo
so
wasn't banned. I mean compared to compared to a lot of other games where we've seen Susanoo picked up, he was not as locked down. Yeah, Thoth's a premier mid lane pick right now. That escape, that damage, and just hit them with the ult with just the tip. It's just enough to kill them every time.
He was turning that game in the side of Heil's favor.
Oh yeah, yep. And we see that Geb locked in by Jexter. Jexter probably not liking the fact that he didn't have his Geb last game. I believe Heil took that away from him.
The
Medusa again.
Ganesh on the side of Heil.
I wouldn't be surprised. Ganesha has that great wave clear, and he really puts that pressure on the enemy team, really zones them out. But you got to be careful because he is really tanky, and sometimes you just forget that he still can get bursted down.
Susan being hovered over again and locked in for Raven Smoke, the jungler for Heil.
I feel like TKO prioritizes personal bans over meta bans.
They definitely do, and they're definitely very I don't want to say rage driven, but if they have something like super get into them, they'll as we saw with the Amaterasu, they'll postpone going for game just to chase a
in a circle
kill for a while.
In a circle for about a minute. I didn't want to say anything. Minute. I didn't want to say anything, but it was pretty dumb. I mean, they could have taken mid Phoenix.
Definitely a mistake.
They could have taken mid
had
Phoenix.
A team wipe, and they decided to chase Amaterasu for a solid minute.
Yeah, they could have taken mid Phoenix and changed that game around, keeping that pressure in the middle and let them roam around the map more and engage on their things. And like they were chasing kills. I mean, like I said at the end of the stream, they are great individual mechanical players. I feel they know what to do individually, but they don't know when to come together a lot of times as a team, and it costs them. Like mechanically, they're pretty good. Like I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty up there mechanically.
With the Gebdusa pickup, I definitely see more of a team fight comp coming out. I wouldn't be surprised to see like a Hoonbots or the Ratatoskr again, just for that control in fights or the global presence.
We've
Maybe
seen
even a
Hoonbots.
Thor for that solid lockdown.
We've seen Hoonbots hovered on by their jungler, but not locked in. They use a lot of time to talk about this stuff. They're the only team I've ever seen to actually almost run out of complete bank time. And the Najah pickup, interesting. The Najah relies on his teams with that ultimate because you have to come in from the side and know and your team has to push up the front line to make sure you get in that front line and can get back out and pick up that kill there if you don't secure it with that ult. I'm not quite sure how his ultimate works. You have to press X or R2 to get those crits off.
Neither. It's passive.
It's passive, really? I keep pressing
Yeah.
X's and it keeps saying if I don't press X, it keeps saying I miss.
Oh, in his ultimate.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
thought you just meant crits.
Oh no, I
Period.
know about
Yeah,
the
it's
passive.
L2.
No, the crit.
It's R2.
It's R2.
It's
Okay.
just the basic attack. Yeah.
All right. Thank God.
I thought you meant you had to use his 2 to proc crits, and I was gonna be like,
No, he has a passive crit, which is why he's so
Yeah.
good and so viable. You've seen him quite a few times in the Pro League, and we're going to see that Kepri ban out right there.
Just not wanting that revive. Cole
revive.
Cole from State Farm, not known for the best Kepri. There's Poseidon ban, not wanting to let their Susanoo get locked down, or their Thoth get locked down. Too hard to counter.
Susanoo, I mean, I'm surprised to not see the mid pick up, but we could see the Ceranos mid. The Ceranos mid did very well early game until we got to the team fighting phase of the game when he was split pushing every time.
Yeah, he didn't team fight like at all. That was really interesting because he does have that team fight presence with his. Oh, the hell respect band. I think that's funny.
What respect band? What? The hell? Oh, from the solo lane.
Yeah.
No, we saw how good the Amaterasu is. We saw how good the solo laner was on the when he had a comfort pick god for his solo lane. So they want to avoid losing that solo lane because the game before when their solo lane ended up winning the late game, they won the game there pretty hands down. So they're probably trying to go for similar comp to that first game because it worked for them. They're trying to repeat their past experiment, I guess is what you'd call it. No, comp. Yeah, I guess compound. A little bit of crits here, a little bit of strength here, a little bit of tank here. And there's the Chang'e pickup by them. Chang'e is going to be a handful for anyone.
Yeah, for sure. She's so fucking busted. I hate that god with a passion, dude.
I don't think I don't know of anyone that doesn't hate Chang'e with a passion unless you play Chang'e. Then there's justification, and it's like you're in the grieving process of realizing you're a horrible human being. No, she's not broken. Please don't nerf her high res. There's the bargaining stage. There's the argument phase. You know. Now I just need to come to the realization phase. Horrible, horrible person you are, Chang'e. And the Odin and the Terra. Now that's some hard anti heals there.
That is some hard shutdown to this Chang'e. They are looking at her in return.
I expect there better be at least. No, now that they buffed Ghost, and next patch it will be able to be popped up every time there's a Odin ult, right?
Phantom?
Yeah, Phantom. Didn't they buff that?
I don't
next
know
patch?
if it's that drastic, but I think it's gonna be like 1.5, maybe even 2.
Yeah, but still, they're going to need that. The Terra into the Odin cage is going to be scary.
This is looking very spicy. This is an Odin support and a Terra solo.
Terra's been soloing. She has a hard time at level 1, but at level 2 she can clear the wave pretty effectively.
Oh yeah. Level 3 she has one of the best clears in game.
Yep. Oh, what's behind you? Alright, and we're just going to stop broadcast here. Not much to talk about. Their comps are pretty self-explanatory. You go into you use the Chang'e to initiate with that ultimate. The Geb follows up with the protections. Ravana pops in from nowhere. And yep, and then you see the Najah pop in from nowhere, and the Medusa ults the remaining survivors. And on the side of Heil, we'll just see the Odin hop in ult, Terra come in, root, and pop her ult. We'll see Thoth pop it. We'll see Sanro pop his ult. We'll see a lot of ults just popping on as soon as the Odin goes in, and teams will die. But it relies on TKO's communication to get them out of that. Alright, we're going to end the broadcast here, and we'll pick up when the game starts.